What's up, dudes and dudettes to the air? Now, my name's Scythe, and we are back giving another Trove to the Trove. How y'all doing today, folks? Hope you're doing fantastically wonderful. Hope this video makes your day even better. Oh my goodness, I have been busy. I changed the hub like crazy, so that's mostly what we're gonna be focusing today's video on, everybody. But man alive, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How was your week? Lots of crazy stuff coming to Trove very, very soon. Hopefully this video isn't going to be coming out right when the patch does. I'm not exactly sure, but if you didn't know, folks, if you didn't check out the last video I kind of talked about, my computer was on the fritz, and lots of people seem to get the impression that my computer was still broken. I thought I was clear enough, but I guess I wasn't. My mistake. My computer's doing fine, everybody. I lost tons and tons of information and files and stuff like that, but my computer's good, and that's what we've been playing on currently. So anyways, last time I ended up building something was the Hanamura PvP map, and I mean, I don't know if you were there or you could check out the video. I'll put a card in the top right. That took like a long time. When I do build projects like that, especially PvP arenas, like that was one of the only projects that I actually spanned over like a week or so, or at least a couple days, and kind of spliced it all into one video. But anyways, I'm just saying, whenever I get into the building mode, I go crazy and I absolutely kill it, and then I don't want to build anymore. So finally, after so many months, I ended up getting a hankering. I wanted to change the hub because recently, Biscuit Cat, one of our recent officers, ended up changing some of the colors around the hub, changing it to purple and stuff, and it was kind of like, hey, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. So I'm gonna accommodate and change it accordingly. So before we get started with the new tour, I want to give a shout out to my man, Unarmed Killer, for giving us some beautiful prizes that we can give away today. We're gonna be giving away 2 autumn pinatas, 1 summer pinata, a winter pinata, a prancing pinata, and once again, this guy's a freak because somehow he just keeps giving me these, a dormant pinata dragon egg. So thank you very much, Unarmed Killer, and if you folks want to be able to win any of those prizes, you're gonna have to leave a comment in the comment section down below with your username. Be sure to like the video and be subscribed to the channel, and if you end up winning, you'll get a comment back from my beautiful fiance, Scarlet the Spider, who's gonna let you know, hey dude, you ended up winning! And you gotta catch either myself or Nintendo Gamer in game. Just give us a whisper. Most of the time I'm appearing offline, and I've been on as much as I can. So obviously, we put my little logo down in the bottom here, and I know what you're thinking too, folks, because I've seen the comments, and I've seen you all saying it in game. I know I have to adjust my costume for the Shadow Hunter. I know that I gotta change things with that, okay? You're gonna have to be patient, because when I lost all of my files on the computer, I lost all my mod files. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to be doing a lot of that stuff from scratch. I'm noticing an imperfection. Why is one of his ears messed up? Either way, I'm gonna change all of that. So, this is our new hub. Welcome, one and all. We got some delicious candy here. We got a portal over to our transit portal. This is the portal hub if you're just tuning in. And over here, the green portals are all of the builds and stuff like that. Well, red is all PvP, and blue just takes us right back. I ended up getting this idea from, I saw people were doing this in Team Pixel 3, actually, where if we end up taking a portal over here, then we take the portal again, and whoa, it drops us out of that convenient little thing at the top and works as a portal hub. I didn't even think about that. So again, shout out to, I think it was Miguel, actually, who was the one who made that in Team Pixel 3. Sorry if I got the name wrong. But anyways, tried to make it as clear as possible that this is where the transit hub is. You can explore the club, play PvP, because I know lots of people don't really know the club as well as most of us do, you know? And then this is to my story mode club. That position didn't change. Now, the toilet normally was right here for everybody to see. I wanted to put it on the side, and I hope that by having this many different types of signs, like the caution sign and then do not enter sign and stuff like that, I'm hoping that makes it obvious enough to people. Go over here and read these. These are important, you know? Because I didn't really want to have the toilet sitting right in the middle of the room. It kind of ruined the, you know, ruined the atmosphere, as it were, right? And then over here we got the trade post, and we got our rejuvenation station, and then we've got a ghost dancing with a little bird, and he says, I say, you are by far the most ugly ghost I've ever had the privilege to dance with, because he loves dancing with the ghost even though he's an idiot. I extended this out here, folks. Don't get too scared and please don't leave or dislike the video. Just kidding, it all doesn't make a difference as far as YouTube is concerned. It counts as audience interaction. So get wrecked, haters! Anyways, over here we've got just the club chest, the prop hearts and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, 24,000 props, that's insane. Put a katana here just because it's cool. And then the not so important crafting benches. Most of these, honestly speaking, like, as I was redesigning things and setting things up and everything like that. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Biscuit Cat, who helped me out with a little bit of this stuff for sure. And then he went to bed for the night and I continued working on this like all day. But anyways, I figured that, hey, wait a minute, these tables right here, even though they're important to me and the other officers, not really important to anybody else, because any architects are gonna be out building in the world, which there's actually a very big bug right now going around. I will mention it, but I do want to give a heads up to any club owners that you can, of course, send like a message to Tryon if by talking about this I make it publicly known and then people end up screwing things around, right? So recently I ended up demoting everybody that was an architect. I have all your names down, so don't worry, you will get architect and building privileges back, but devs broke clubs even worse than they did the first time, because now architects can actually terraform any biome at any time. It doesn't matter about the zone restrictions. So tons and tons of clubs has been getting griefed like this, like crazy, because we could have an architect put a terraformer right over the hub and destroy everything that we've spent years working on, right? So I just wanted to give that as a heads up, everybody, not so much to inform the griefers, but if by talking about this, it means that some people do end up griefing your club, you can, of course, send like a ticket to Tryon Worlds and stuff like that. And usually, so long as they can see it in the data logs, they can actually roll your club back. So I'm sure they've been busy with that, and rightly so. They should be busy with a big mistake like that, and hopefully they stop breaking clubs very, very soon, because these things are game breaking. So anyways, over here, we've got the most important crafting tables and stuff like that, not to mention the officer chest. And then over here is just for all of the forging, everything like that. As you can see, I kind of like, this was the normal wall, and I extended this part out. So we'll get into over there in a minute, right? So I extended this out, and now we've got a nice little entrance here. And even though it's a little bit cluttered down here, this is the entrance. And it's all beautiful, isn't it? If I do say so, like, looking at it now compared to how I used to build, like, I've been getting a lot better, I gotta say, you know, just out of, because I used to build like poop in this game, you know? Over here, this was actually Joe's Rainbow Pyramid. Sorry about that, Joe. I kind of readjusted it and condensed it down into a house, because otherwise the pyramid was like coming and clashing right up against the house. And then, of course, there's a sign for photosensitivity people, because otherwise it's just another one of those crazy rainbow tunnels that you can go through. And yeah, if you have photosensitivity, folks, don't go down there. It's bad. But if we come back over this way, because I'll show you the second floor and everything like that in a minute, I extend this part out. Have no idea what I'm going to add to this part. Not yet anyways. Unfortunately, there's not really that many, like, as much as Trove has some great prop items, and it doesn't really have that much in the terms of like decorations for interior. It kind of does, but a lot of it is like, you know, candy tables and chairs and stuff like that. There's not really like, you know, an oriental table or a mat or what is it? You know, that table that they have in Japan where it's heated underneath. Sorry, I forget the name. Normally it's right on the top of my head, but anyways, who cares? I added a railing right here because I thought that we had to break up the color right here and let players know immediately with visual representation, because that's what I'm all about, especially with the down arrows, that there's a basement right here, and if you can't see it, well, there's a sign that says you just come down here. And of course, here's the shadow towers. I had to bring this eye down a little bit, not only making it a bit more 3D, which was, you know, I like it. It actually looks better, but also that was mostly because I did this 3D thing with the eyes and kind of ingrained them down one level and then put the glass on top of it, right? So now let's get to, I just want to show you this. This cave was fighting against the wall right there too, so I moved that over. Biscuit Cat had a giant statue that he constructed here. Sorry, Biscuit, I ended up destroying that because when I cleared this whole area out here, lots of people seem to think that I didn't have an idea. I just wasn't in the building mood. I like preparing and creating these things for long term, you know? So anyways, if we come up to the second floor, and this is where things get exciting for me, and I know it's gonna get exciting for the hardcore fans, but I ended up setting up, so this is Team Pixel 2 to 5. I have signs that distinctly say that I'm in Team Pixel and Team Pixel 5, not 2, 3, and 4, even though I did create them. Team Pixel 3 I would recommend checking out. It's got a lot of crazy builds there and stuff like that, but for the most part, most of those clubs unfortunately ended up dying after I left them, which kind of goes without saying. So anyways, I've got all of the lore clubs over on this wall, as well as a little bit of an explanation of them so that you don't have to go through story mode and 5,000 different videos to check it all out, right? Which I haven't started yet. I did talk about this once before, but yes, I do still want to like make a video that kind of has like a story mode video where it's going to be in roleplay and talking about like, here's what happened with here and stuff like that. And just to kind of include the new fans in the lore, and not to mention if I can prepare something like that and get a good format down for it, I could use that in the future for any new lore that I add. So Pinata Assassins right here, we all know the story with them, but right now, you know, their leader is missing because Scythe quit, even though he's still around every now and then. So some of them continue down the dark path. That's why I want to keep the Pinata Assassins as an evil group. And for the people that don't want to be evil, that's where Team Unicorn comes in. They're like the good side that doesn't want to be, you know, they allied with the Dragon Kigurumi and they're going to stick with that. They're going to be good guys. And then we've got, you know, the Doge, which are just the same as always. They're still just mercenaries, even though there's peace right now. Technically, they could be hired out. Evil Chickens, Dragon Kigurumi. And then here's where the new lore is going to be coming in. Not to mention, we also have the Mecha Cats, a motionless race of robots. They were dormant all these years, kind of underground, all ruined and stuff like that. But who's controlling them now, Yabeki? I wonder. And then over here, these are the new clubs that are going to be coming around. I haven't sorted this out yet, but when they add the animal masks. So I kind of hinted at this in my recent loot collector preview video, so you can check the card in the top right for that as well. But they're going to be adding animal masks to the game, and they're hilarious, man. Like, seriously, they're so dank. They're absolutely awesome. I love the shark masks, so I'm going to be making a shark pirate group, so that, you know, people that just want to be neutral, just be pirates and just whatever, you know, they can just go ahead and do that and be part of that part of the lore. And they're just going to stay completely separated from the war and stuff like that. In fact, it's very profitable for them because they're pirates. They don't care. And then there's the Savage Frog Army, which is a group of amphibian warriors with a desire to be the best, even though they're clumsy and idiotic, because they're frogs, you know, they're stupid. And then this is going to be kind of like the next step of the Evil Chickens. I don't really want to spoil it that much, but I will say that I've kind of had this idea for a very long time that the Evil Chickens would kind of evolve into the, and kind of hint at the Cthulhu mythos. That's actually why I normally had the eye with the tentacles inside the hub, and also had the evil Jub, you know, the weird tentacle Jub thing. But anyways, I'm digressing. So if we come out here, this area was extended out second, and you're gonna see obviously why, because the front end is very, very beautiful. This is still nice, and I really like the energy that we've got here, but the front is definitely a little bit more refined. This area I just kind of quickly filled up with water. Unfortunately, in this game, as you can see, the grass actually stopped the grass block underneath from growing, which is stupid. I gotta also extend the grass out over there, but I'll do that in a bit. And then I put, you know, some peaceful flags around, summer flags, and stuff like that. Is that? Yeah, that's all proper. And then over here, which this is this entrance right here, this is like, you know, my home away from home. Like, it's like, if we were, like, if this was an actual place, I would be hanging out in this garden, like, all the time, and be recording my videos out here, and not really, though, but, but anyway, I tried to make this as homey as possible, and kind of like a nice, kind of like a garden type of thing, you know? A garden on a roof. I've always liked that idea with Japanese skyscrapers and stuff like that. How they always have like the traditional mixed with the modern. So that's kind of what the whole atmosphere that I was going for with something like this, right? And these trees are only crooked, which I like it. It looks okay. But they were actually crooked because of the mag rail track that one of the officers ended up removing. I don't know why. There's been a lot of officers kind of stepping out of line lately and just building and changing things that they're not supposed to. I don't want to get into that. I'm just saying in general that somebody unfortunately removed a mag rail track which was going around here, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. It's not like most of us used it anyways. But the other little touches that I did is, of course, I extended, like I had to find a way to extend the water out to down here, which of course you can see that it's not really coming down on this side, which it's okay. It's coming down on that end, but not really this end because I wanted this to be more of a puddle, like a little pool, maybe like a fish pond or something like that. A koi pond. I wish that there was like a slanted bridge prop. You know, that would be perfect, but there's no good bridge props in this game outside of the one from the Treasure Isles, and that's just not really what I'm looking for. And then over here, this is the noob hut. If you didn't already know, I got lots of noob tips in there, and I tried to make it a little bit more obvious as far as the build is concerned with, you know, training dummies and archery posts and stuff like that. Put a bunch of bookcases in here just to kind of make it feel more like it's a tutorial place, a place of knowledge, because that's a lot of signs, isn't it? And I should probably double check because I'm sure lots of them are out of date. And I think that's pretty much all that ended up being changed. I could have ended up missing. Oh, I almost forgot the upstairs. Yeah, that's right. So I put a bell in here, you know, kind of like a ceremonial bell. Ended up putting like the beads at the front to kind of give it a bit more of a cozy feel. And unfortunately, this is all I can really figure for props is just these kind of storage items. Because that's what I mean is even though the props in this game are good and great for building, I've never really familiarized myself with all of the props. I kind of just go through them and see, okay, which one's gonna fit here. And outside of like tea and a couple of boxes and stuff, there's not really anything that would fit this old traditional style of build. And there's actually a little secret in the rafters that I end up putting, which you can check that out as well on your own. And then change the roof to purple, which I may change. I may change that because what ended up originally going on with this whole building was you can see that I'm using deliberately like either a white block, which is shaded, that's okay, but they're all red blocks, you know, even the brown is red, and even the charcoal kind of can blend with it because it's a shade and stuff like that. Ignore the torch that's flickering in blue. And the water is to kind of break that up with the blue and the flowing stuff, right? But you can see that the roof, maybe it's just that I'm not really used to it, but it doesn't really fit. That's kind of how I feel right now, just because, you know, we've got red kind of conflicting with purple, because even though the purple itself has red in it, I don't know if it's something that I necessarily like, so I may end up swapping out that roof, but otherwise I put a little bit of an arc and just put gold blocks around to make the place feel a little bit more grandiose. But anyways, that's a lot of explaining for something as simple as a build, but when I do build, I'm as passionate about it as I am anything else in this game. Either way, I just wanted to clue you all in and give you kind of an updated tour of here's how the hub is so you can be familiar with it. Thanks for watching though, folks. Hope you enjoyed. Sign on and stay epic. Believe in yourself.